I wish you all a very happy Republic Day. It's a great pleasure for me to be with you all today, and thank you for coming out in such a good number in order to hear about something that perhaps many of you in the audience are more qualified than I am to address. As we all know, the Constitution of India, which was adopted by the Constituent Assembly on November 26, 1949, came into effect on January 26, 1950. This completed India's transition towards becoming an independent republic with a democratic government system. January 26 was also chosen as the day to mark Republic Day because it had been on this day that the Indian National Congress (INC) proclaimed the Declaration of Indian Independence in the year 1929. This will be the first time in over 5 decades that the Republic Day celebrations, seen as a high point in India's diplomatic calendar, would not have a foreign dignitary as the chief guest. The last time the parade did not have a chief guest was in the year 1966 when Indira Gandhi was sworn in as the Prime Minister on January 24th after the demise of Prime Minister Lal Bahadur Shastri on January 11th. There were 2 other years when the parade did not have the chief guest, and the years were 1952 and 1953. India is a particularly unusual country, and there is probably no other country in the world that embodies this extraordinary set of diversities and contradictions that our country does. Geographical diversity, topographical diversity, climatic diversity, the diversities in languages, cuisines, and cultures, all of which are embodied in one single nation state. Now we accept the contradictions, and we have to acknowledge that we are a land of snow peaks and the tropical jungles, land of 17 different languages that are printed on each of our rupee notes, and at the same time a land of 22,000 dialects. I don't think there is any other country that can embody comparable figures such as these. We have 35 languages spoken by more than 1 million people each. We have in our country a population of which 80% still subsist on farms, eke out a living from the soil, and yet we have some of the world's most congested cities which are teeming with disrepair and despair. We have misery and poverty, and at the same time we have a land that inspired a Mughal emperor in order to declare that if on earth there be a paradise of bliss, then it is this. We have country in which we are still 51% illiterate, and yet having acknowledged that illiteracy, we are still a country that has produced the world's second largest pool of trained scientists and engineers, many of whom are running the computer business of the United States. We have indeed a country for which all of its poverty, backwardness, and difficulties produces a greater quantity of sophisticated software development for US computer manufacturers. As India and Indians march forward, we remain committed to engaging the global community to build a secure and prosperous future not only for ourselves but for the entire humanity. And I once again convey my Republic Day greetings to all of you and my best wishes for your bright future.